Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto all the Akim, brothers preaching his word in truth and its sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And shalom unto the hopeful elect, you sincere believers scattered wherever you may be. Shabbat shalom. All right, this photo was sent by the beloved brother Yawasop. And basically a picture on the Red Sea being, split for the deliverance of the Israelites in our captivity, Egypt, when we were in Egypt. And you see the chariot, the cloud that was paving the way, so to speak. Mighty, mighty, mighty picture. Very simple, beautiful though. All right, and we're just gonna roll through the spirit. Start off this Exodus 14, and just some reading we're doing as a camp. Now, Passover coming up. So again, just going over the book of Exodus. I wanted to link this up with how basically the deliverance then could be, basically like a foreshadow of deliverance to come for this time, not for the whole nation of Israel, this modern time, in this modern Egypt that we're in, America, Egypt 2.0, is going to be the deliverance for the elect, all right, the 1/3. But I'll start here in the book of Exodus 14, may jump around, and the Lord's will just be edifying. So this is Exodus 14:1, and I'll actually read this in the NLT. It says, "Then Yahweh gave these instructions to Moses. Order the Israelites to turn back and camp by Pi Hahiroth between Migdal and the sea. Camp there along the shore, across from Baal Zephon. Then Pharaoh will think, the Israelites are confused. They are trapped in the wilderness. And once again, I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he will chase after you." Let's see what this footnote says, or after them. It continues on, "I have planned this in order to display my glory through Pharaoh and his whole army. After this, the Egyptians will know that I am the Lord Yahweh." So the Israelites camped as they were told. And you see, this is all for the glory of the Lord. And just how all the events leading up to the destruction of Babylon, and of course the destruction of Babylon, is all going to be for glorification of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And you see, in them times, Yahweh's name was magnified, but in these times, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai's names are going to be magnified. Let me actually grab that. Magnified. Believe it's in bear with me. It might be magnified. Bear with me, Salakia. Yep. It's Ezekiel 38:23. I'll start at 18. Ezekiel 38:18. "And it shall come to pass at the same time when Gog shall come against the land of Israel, saith the Lord Yahweh, that my fury shall come up in my face." Russia. Especially with all the talks of World War III. Eventually, man, and Yahweh Bashem Yahshai is doing that now. He's putting the hooks in their jaws, and eventually, man, that bear is going to get roused up to the point where he's going to attack. All right, it says, for in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel, so that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake in my presence. And the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fail, or like it shall fall to the ground. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, saith the Lord Yahweh. Every man's sword shall be against his brother. Yeah, because that's another thing. Civil war is brewing. Okay, it's going to be neighbor against neighbor, and it's going to be basically how they say survival of the fittest in the streets, and it's going to hit America eventually. All right, there's going to be insurrection, unrest, civil unrest. It says, and I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him, and overflowing rain and great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Yeah, and he's gonna do this onto the onto Magog and Gog, and as well as all the enemies, man, all his enemies, right, and especially those people in the land of Israel, and as well as America. If they're not a part of the elect, they're gonna get burnt up with the land, essentially, because those two places are gonna be main targets for the missiles as well as the heavenly fire, them laser beams from the chariots. It says, thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. You see, because with his fire, with his bloodshed, his wrath that he's coming with, what do he say? He's coming with fire and chariots. Let me grab that, Isaiah. It says what in the NLT, Ezekiel 38:23, before I grab Isaiah. It says, in this way I will show my greatness and holiness, and I will make myself known to all the nations of the world. Then they will know that I am the Lord Yahweh. All right, because you think the other nations are going to be seeing it. All right, hearing about it, feeling it. All right, because it said that the earth reeled to and fro. There's going to be that great earthquake. So all the nations are going to know where the destruction came from. All right. From Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And the deliverance of his people, man, the elect. Isaiah 66 and 15. It says, as it might start at 14 because it's the spirit. Isaiah 66 and 14. And when ye shall see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb. The hand of the Lord Yahweh shall be known toward his servants, and his indignation toward his enemies. And from there, actually, before I read on, reward. Sirach 36 and 16. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. All right, and he's going to reward. Damn. And it's also written in Revelation 11:18. But just to expound a little bit, he's going to reward those that wait upon him, that wait upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that hold their faith unto the end, that endure unto the end. Those are the ones that are going to be saved, and those are the ones that are going to be rewarded with salvation. That reward is going to be the salvation. All right, and let thy prophets be found faithful. They have faith in the word. Okay, they had faith in Yahweh Shai. They have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. So that's the thing. It's a difference in the NLT, Isaiah 66 and 14. When ye see these things, Your heart will rejoice. You will flourish like the grass. Everyone will see the Lord's hand of blessing on his servants. And so this is the balance, right? So the Lord's hand of blessing on his servants, but what? And his anger against his enemies. So destruction unto his enemies, unto the wicked, and blessings, deliverance for his servants, for those that wait on him. Verse 15 now, Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So upon his return, contrary to popular belief, he's not coming with just peace for everyone, for the whole world. No, he's coming with death. It said the slain of the Lord shall be many. A lot of people are going to be put to death upon the return of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, when he descends on that chariot. NLT, it says, I'll read it, Isaiah 66 and 16. The Lord will punish the world by fire and by his sword. He will judge the earth, and many will be killed by him. Man. So let me jump back to Exodus 14. All right. And especially unto those that are further in their affliction. Just how he wiped out the Egyptians. Okay. And he basically set them up for the trap. Same thing what he's going to do onto the modern day Egyptians. All right. The Edomites. The ones that are over us today. All right. And two, he's gonna keep his, or the elites that quote unquote escape, because there's really no escaping from the Lord. They're gonna be the first batch of slaves in the kingdom of heaven. They're gonna be bound up with fetters of iron, like it tells us in Psalms. Okay. So, and that's the thing, man. How, now I'll read on in the NLT, Exodus 14 and 5. It says, when word reached the king of Egypt that the Israelites had fled, Pharaoh and his officials changed their minds. What have we done, letting all those Israelite slaves get away? They asked. So the Lord worked on their minds, because he's the one that loosed them, that loosed the Israelites to escape after the Lord essentially killed all their firstborn in the land. And after that, that was the breaking point for Pharaoh, and he let them go. But after all them plagues, the Lord constantly hardened his heart, put that pride on him to where he didn't want to let them go. Eventually let them go. So now the Lord worked on his mind again just to chase him, so that the Lord, for what? In order to display his glory through Pharaoh and through the army and wiping them out. That's the judgment. So that judgment is going to magnify his name, just how he's going to do in the times that we're in now. Especially, man. And it's going to exceed the glory, the deliverance in that time. So you think how glorious that was, because all the nations knew what marvelous things he had done for the nation of Israel in them times, and what judgments he brought upon Egypt. There was fear for his name. And that's the thing. He's going to establish that healthy fear upon all the world in times to come, because his name is not widely known in the earth right now. You know, that name Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, which is so important to push them true names. All right, because those are the names that we're going to be saved by. Okay. The true living power and through his son. All right, the true names. Let me grab that though. There should be no more said, no more. Might be Jeremiah. Yep. Jeremiah 16 and 14. It says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, right, North America, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, linking up with Matthew 24 and 31, how the elect are going to be gathered up from the four corners of the earth. And I will bring them again unto their land that I gave unto their fathers, right, the chosen land, Israel. It says, behold, now that's the point. All right, this is going into the hunters, the fishers turn hunters, which we pray and hope we're of that number. And he's going to use us. But so then we go back to Exodus 14. Okay. So jump to Exodus 14 and 9. It says, the Egyptians chased after them with all the forces in Pharaoh's army, all his horses and chariots, his charioteers and his troops. The Egyptians caught up with the people of Israel as they were camped beside the shore near Pi Hahiroth, across from Baal Zephon. As Pharaoh approached, the people of Israel looked up and panicked when they saw the Egyptians overtaking them. They cried out to Yahweh, and they said to Moses, why did you bring us out here to die in the wilderness? Weren't there enough graves for us in Egypt? And you can imagine how Jake is acting, the mannerisms, the faces on him, the sarcasm, because you know how Jake is today. And it's the same people. We're same people coming back. So you imagine how, the Lord performed all these miracles leading up to this point. And they were still giving Moses shit. It says, what have you done to us? Why did you make us leave Egypt? Didn't we tell you this would happen while we were still in Egypt? We said, leave us alone. Let us be slaves to the Egyptians. It's better to be a slave in Egypt than a corpse in the wilderness. And you see, that's what the 2/3 are saying now. They want to continue to be slaves in modern day Egypt. They don't want to hear the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They don't want to hear that they're Israel, that they're the true biblical Israelites. They want to continue in their folly. They want to continue in basically living at the bottom. You give them crumbs. You give them a bottle, blunts, women, an okay job, and they're content. They don't know their worth. Constantly murmuring. But we'll continue on. Exodus 14 and 13. It says, but Moses told the people, don't be afraid. Just stand still and watch Yahweh rescue you today. The Egyptians you see today will never be seen again. It says, the Lord Yahweh himself will fight for you. Just stay calm. All right. So it says, I'll just read on. It says, verse 15, Exodus 14:15 again, still in the NLT, Salaki, NLT. It says, then Yahweh said to Moses, why are you crying out to me? Tell the people to get moving. Pick up your staff and raise your hand over the sea. Divide the water so the Israelites can walk through the middle of the sea on dry ground. And I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians. They will charge in after the Israelites. My great glory will be displayed through Pharaoh and his troops, his chariots and his charioteers. When my glory is displayed through them, all Egypt will see my glory and know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Then the angel of Yahweh, who had been leading the people of Israel, moved to the rear of the camp. The pillar of cloud also moved from the front and stood behind them. The cloud settled between the Egyptian and Israelite camps as darkness fell. The cloud turned to fire, lighting up the night, but the Egyptians and Israelites did not approach each other all night. It says, then Moses raised his hand over the sea, And the Lord opened up a path through the water with a strong east wind. The wind blew all that night, turning the seabed into dry land. Man, that's mighty, because you think on the seabed, if it wasn't for Yahweh's wind, really it's a miracle. How is it that even when the waters are up, you would think that the bottom would still be wet, but no, he made it dry completely so that they could walk through. And then the strong east wind just kept the kept the waters up, man. It says, so the people of Israel walked through the middle of the sea on dry ground with walls of water on each side. Then the Egyptians, all Pharaoh's horses and chariots and charioteers, chased them into the middle of the sea. But just before dawn, Yahweh looked down on the Egyptian army from the pillar of fire and cloud, and he threw their forces into total confusion. He twisted their chariot wheels, making their chariots difficult to drive. Let's get out of here, away from these Israelites, the Egyptians shouted. Yahweh is fighting for them against Egypt. When all the Israelites had reached the other side, Yahweh said to Moses, raise your hand over the sea again. Then the waters will rush back and cover the Egyptians and their chariots and charioteers. So as the sun began to rise, Moses raised his hand over the sea, and the water rushed back into its usual place. The Egyptians tried to escape, but Yahweh swept them into the sea. Then the waters returned and covered all the chariots and charioteers, the entire army of Pharaoh. Of all the Egyptians who had chased the Israelites into the sea, not a single one survived. But the people of Israel had walked through the middle of the sea on dry ground, as the water stood up like a wall on both sides. That is how Yahweh rescued Israel from the hand of the Egyptians that day. And the Israelites saw the bodies of the Egyptians washed up on the seashore. When the people of Israel saw the mighty power that Yahweh had unleashed against the Egyptians, they were filled with awe before him. They put their faith in Yahweh and in his servant Moses. Man, and call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahshai for that. Beautiful. Okay, and you think that's how he's going to do with with Esau, Edom's army today. And he's going to harden their hearts to fight him. It said what? There was going to be a war in heaven. So Michael, the archangel, and the armies, basically the Lord of hosts before him, Yahweh Shai leading the pack. And setting Michael, the archangel, the power of war, or the angel of war, I should say, Salakia. And let me just grab it. The dragon and his angels. Revelation 12:7, there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And that's the thing. Michael and the angels are going to fight, literally in the heaven, in the sky. Not the spiritual heaven, but in the skies, man. What we see looking up in the atmosphere is going to be the war. How you have the Space Force. They're going to try to fight against the the angels and prevailed not. The dragon lost the battle. Yeah, Esau, Edom, the revival of the Roman Empire, the Roman army are not going to be found anymore in rulership. They're going to be knocked off the throne, and they're never going to be in power ever again. It's going to be Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's kingdom forever and ever. He ruleth forever and ever. You see, and that's going to be the war to end all wars, World War III. Because in the midst of the World War III, with the missiles being shot off, and you know what I'm saying, that the armies fighting against one another, they're going to turn and look to go against the Lord and the angels, you see, but they're going to be obliterated. Again, they prevailed not. They're not going to win. There's no hope for them. And that's the thing. The Lord turneth the hearts of the king. Oh, Proverbs 21:1. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So he is the one that's going to play on the minds of these mortal men to think that they stand a chance against Yahweh Bashem Yahshua and the angels, which is no way. No way in hell, as they say. No way in hell you're going to catch a dub against the Lord. You kidding me? But that's the pride that he's going to inject in them, you know, just to fulfill prophecy and to glorify his name, as we were going into. So that was basically it. Let me see if I want anything else. That works. Yeah, I'll end off with this. All right. This is Psalms 106:47. All right. In the KJV, it says, "Save us, O Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, our power, and gather us from among the heathen, to give thanks unto thy holy name, and to triumph in thy praise. Blessed be Yahweh, power of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting. And let all the people say, Amen. Praise ye the Lord." And that's exactly what we're going to be doing upon the deliverance with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai saving his elect, and Lord, when the world of that number. You know, we pray and we hope, all right, because that's where mercy is going to be dished out to, is the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, eventually the whole nation, but in these times, on the first go around, it's going to be the elect. So with that, Lord willing, is edifying and exhorting, again, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rechak Wadash. Double honors again to the apostles and the elders, great millstone. Shabbat Shalom. Wa Kwam Yasharala Wa Abba Babal. Shalom. Soon.